Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How awesome is that video, by the way?
That was amazing. Perfect intro video, naturally.
Right? Right. I mean, of course, that just happened to line up perfectly. Last minute decision we had.
These EPCOT ears.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't worn ears in a long time. My goodness, we've got so many friends already saying
Yes, we
hello.
do.
Hey, Shannon from Michigan. How are you?
Where is she?
Let's see. There she
Hello.
is. Shannon, the owner of our show sponsor, Destinations to Travel.
That's right.
There it is, right there. You gotta really point.
Yeah, really come over.
Hey, Shannon, long time no see. Hey, Randy, nice to see you. And Susanna, hey, Chris.
Hello. This is awesome. We have a full house here already.
I love it.
Kat, I see someone else familiar that's in the house.
Hey there, that's my brother. Oh, hopefully my nephew Jared is watching. Maybe he's playing his new PlayStation. He just turned 11 yesterday.
Aww.
He and Kevin watch the show all the time. So happy birthday, Jared.
Happy birthday.
And say happy birthday to Jared. They live on the left coast and they will be visiting Disneyland for the first time in over a year on Father's Day. They've got reservations for Father's Day.
That is so exciting.
Yes. Hey, Karen Hardy. Nice to see you here. And Raouf is here. Hi,
Raouf. Hey, how's it going?
I love it. Jared is here, confirmed. So happy birthday, buddy.
Awesome.
We'll see you in July. Can't wait.
I love it. I see Michelle McCoy is here. That's right. We are the debating dynamic duo. I like that. That's right.
Yeah, let's try and do a virtual fist bump. Boom.
That's not bad.
That was good.
Right?
We have to work on those tricks.
I would love to come up with all crazy stuff. Joe says her son walked in the room and said it must be debating Disney night because he hears Danny and Kat.
Aw, hey there, buddy. Right. Hi, Joe. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, guys. I love it.
This is awesome. Deborah saying happy birthday. Oh, you guys are just the best.
Aw, thanks, guys.
That is so fun. So, guys, there is a lot for us to talk about.
It's been so long.
I know.
Has it been over a month since our last show? It has to have been.
Yeah. Yep. We were last live at Walt Disney World.
That's right. That's right. For a little bit.
We were. But today and the last couple of days have been huge in terms of Disney World news, happenings. I mean, big stuff is going on.
Holy cow. So many things are happening, and it's all so positive and great. Between lowering the social distancing outdoors to Frozen Fractal Gifts opening, and over at the Sunset Ranch Gifts is opening.
Yep.
The Disney Wish is going to be booking later this week. I think the first set of guests can start booking as of May 17th, I want to say.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so if you haven't yet seen the teaser video of the Disney Wish, go check it out. One of our Destinations to Travel friends, hopefully, is watching and can post a link to the Disney Wish. And then right after that, you're going to want to book. So go ahead over to Destinations to Travel and hit them up for a quote when the time comes, when you're able to book. So the reason why some people are able to book earlier than others, they've got their Castaway Key Club, which allows you, if you've sailed, say, 10 or more times, you get first dibs. DVC members get early booking rights. If you're a platinum, I don't know what the levels are. I've sailed once. Maybe I get a day's notice, but luckily I'm DVC, so I can get on there too. But anyway, if you are, like so many people, waiting to book the Wish, please don't do it on your own, especially on that first day. It's going to be nuts. You're going to be on hold. Websites are going to crash. You're going to want a Disney BFF booking agent to help you, and this is where you go.
That is right. I mean, personally, and you guys know, I like to go my fair share of times to Walt Disney World. And I couldn't imagine doing that much planning myself. I mean, like after a while, you just listen. I love doing, like the thoughts and the planning for it, but actually taking the time to be on hold. And if you want to, and I'm a junior, my dad is senior. So the amount of times that, and if you guys have similar situations like that with people having the same name on your My Disney Experience account, if you have the wrong person automatically chosen when you try to link your hotel reservation, you are like out of luck. I was going to say something. I didn't. Yeah, you would be completely done for, and then you'd be on hold for hours and hours trying to get them to change it, and it is a pain in the neck.
Well,
So
even just the common problems today, because of COVID and because of the short staffing, the hold times can be really, really long. Things change all the time. You want to be working with someone that has their fingers on the pulse of what's happening in Disney World all the time, and those are the agents at Destinations to Travel.
that is right.
Yes. So, right, Chris. See, I like Star Wars. The first 3 movies ever, like back in the 70s, totally my jam. But I am amazed at what the Imagineers have been able to do. And they did build a for real, legit lightsaber.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The minute that news broke, I was watching it on my phone. Kara, my wife, had texted me immediately and said, so if we need to take out a second mortgage on a real lightsaber, would that be in cards?
Happy wife, happy life, Danny. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Quick diversion. I have to point something out because I'm so excited about it. Susanna is asking, is that a Scooby-Doo reference? I don't know if that's about the sign. If it is, I just wanted to take this opportunity to point out the sign. And if anyone knows what the sign is from, the first comment that I see, and we'll have to go back after this to make sure, the first comment that I see is going to win a Dad's Guide pin, little extra giveaway for tonight.
Whoa.
That I would love for someone to pick up on because I chose that on purpose related to tonight's debate. So that will come later. But if you can guess what it's from before I say it, you can win that pin.
I think because her dad jumped on and said, hey, Scooby.
Oh, okay. Yes, that is my... So believe it or not, unless it's something Disney related or something work related or when I was in school, everyone else, family, friends, you name it, everybody calls me Scoob, as in Scooby. That's just always been my nickname. So some of you know that, some of you may not. So there's a little extra tidbit in case you find that interesting.
A little fun fact, everyone in Danny's family goes by a different name than what they were given.
Yeah, that's true. We all have nicknames. It's just kind of the going trend forever.
Hanging out with you guys is hilarious because your mom's going on her phone. Does she know Mano? Who's that now? Oh, that's my dad. And then I get the backstory. And then it's something else. Who's that now? And then I get the backstory. It is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
I think your sister-in-law's is probably the funniest. How that came
about. That's a good one. Oh, I see some guesses. Joe is saying Seven Seas Lagoon. Not quite. That's a fantastic guess. I love that little mug.
It's the new tropical design. Look at that.
I love that. That's so nice.
It's my sister-in-law got it for me because you guys missed my birthday too. We haven't been here for such a long time. I got so many fun. I got these ears that match that.
By the way, do you know what next week is?
Your trip to Disney, right?
In 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Next week.
But next week.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is it 3 years?
Yep.
Holy moly. This should have been our anniversary show.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're the worst. We forgot our own anniversary.
We will have to Yeah, we'll have to do a little planning about that.
Yeah, we will. We will. Next show, we'll celebrate our anniversary.
So somebody gave a kind of correct answer. I won't say who, but if you think you do have the answer about what the sign is from correct, if you could be a little bit more precise on where exactly that was said, or even when, if you catch my drift, that would be great.
So I'm interested to know, does anyone, is this anyone's first time watching Debating Disney? We would love to give you a big old Debating Disney welcome.
Yeah.
And for those who are tuning in for the first time or watching the replay for the first time, how about we introduce ourselves, Dan?
I would love that. So, my name is Danny McBride. As you can tell, I am a co-host here at Debating Disney. I am also the Chief Magic Officer over at Dad's Guide to WDW. I am also on Team Destinations to Travel, Team Get Down to Disney, and a writer and contributor to WDW Magazine.
I love it. We've got quite a few first timers. We've got Karen and LaDonna and Contessa. Welcome to Debating Disney. So I'm Kat Wolf. I am the Chief Businesswoman at Get Down to Disney, co-host of this fine show. I'm a feature writer for WDW Magazine, and I am the mentor and business building teacher behind the Plussing It programs and the Agent Prep program, which are exclusively designed for travel agents that specialize in Disney destinations. Probably my favorite thing I've ever done throughout my entire career, supporting travel agents. I love it. We have such a great team.
It's awesome. It's unbelievable. I can attest. I've seen the programs. I've been in there.
I see a right answer.
I see it too.
Oh, Contessa learned about us from WDW Magazine.
Chris.
Yay, Chris.
Very nicely done.
Dr. Boyer.
Yep. Look at that environmental test. So if you guys didn't know, this 7 quote, after our show tonight, I highly recommend looking up a video of this on YouTube because it is just so cool. And I can't believe now it feels nostalgic. Like, how is that something that feels old? The older version of Test Track, where before it was all blue and modern and it was black and yellow and it was very much more like hard-hitting test dummy style of an attraction. In the briefing room video that they used to have, and I personally loved that. That is one thing that I do miss about the current version of Test Track. In that video, this was a quote that the 2 people in the actual briefing room video did say. It was kind of their back and forth about one of the tests that they chose for Test Track.
I actually miss the old version too.
Right? I mean, at first when the new version debuted, I was like, I'm never going to miss the old version. And now that it's been a little while, I'm like, you know, I kind of think that that might have been like better than I even thought at the time.
Yeah. Oh, well. So anyway, getting back to all these new and amazing things, right? So we talked about new things opening. They've taken away the temperature checks at entry, which is huge for getting there in the mornings. That those lines were really very long. So what else? They have that new, I know that you were all over it, but that new hot dog.
I'm so excited. They have
hot dogs.
I would love to talk about this one. So once it gets the food, I'm like, come on, I'll take this one. Over at Fairfax Fair on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood Studios, it finally reopened, and it reopened with brand new hot dogs. So keep in mind that I think just about all 3 of the 3 new hot dogs do have mustard drizzled on it. So if you're like me, and mustard is one of the few things that you won't eat, just be sure to ask the cast member for no mustard on your hot dog. They have a BLTA, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and avocado hot dog. They have a truffle bacon mac and cheese hot dog. And the other one is, I am blanking on the third one. Do you remember what it was?
It was a pretzel roll hot dog?
Yes, bingo. It was the pretzel bun hot dog.
That's stuck in my head.
And then they had a plant-based hot dog, Chicago-style salad, where it's kind of like a plant-based sausage, basically. And everything looks, aside from the mustard, everything looks so good. And what's interesting is that, at least from the reviews that I've read, the buns are all toasted nicely, so they don't get too soggy with the other toppings on there. But something interesting with the toppings, they put some, if not all, depending on the hot dog, of the toppings underneath the hot dog. So it's like bun toppings, like deep in there, and then the hot dog across. So it actually looks like different. I'm kind of intrigued.
Can they really call them toppings if they're not on top?
That's a great question.
Embellishments. But anyway, so we've got that going on. And the Lion King, like that little
Yes.
the Lion King show is back.
Wow.
So, you know, it's just really, really nice, not just for travel agents and people in the travel industry, but nice for everyone to see all these positive signs of hope.
Yes. And Kat, you know what they say?
Here we go.
I thought this about you today, since you now have so much hope after talking about this.
What do they say?
They say, with each dawn, she found new hope that someday her dreams of happiness would come true.
That sounds like a movie quote to me. How about you guys?
It does. I think it kind of rings a bell. So if you guys know what movie that quote might be from, let us know. Say it again. Yeah, I will definitely say it again. Let us know. Give us a guess, and you can win one of these awesome Debating Disney stickers. So the quote is, with each dawn, she found new hope that someday her dreams of happiness would come true.
I got to show you something. I have to show everyone something before he does it as like a dig at me and talking about dreams coming true. This is my first trip to Disney World back in the 70s. I wanted that hat so bad. This was at the Chapeau in Magic Kingdom. That hat was probably like $180. My dad's like, no, but I wanted this hat so bad. My dream did not come true on that trip.
So if anyone is listening, Craig, and you try to scour eBay for the next gift giving,
I really don't want it anymore. The time has passed. Other dreams have since come true, and I lived.
Craig, if you want a fun, cheaper gift, maybe find a seamstress to make some sort of a makeshift version so I can get a picture, do a little side-by-side. That would be perfect.
A recreation photo, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, that hat is certainly a statement. You have to understand, I was 7 at the time, and I loved playing dress up. And that was like the ultimate in dress up. Like back then, the Chapeau really had like Victorian period souvenirs. It wasn't like it is today where you can just buy ears and hats and things like that. It was like a legit period, like you were stepping into a period shop. So it was pretty amazing. I wish I had more photos from the store at that time. Yes, you were there. And you probably helped me dry my tears when Dad said no.
Aw. I like this idea that Chris has.
Hey, you know what? You want to send me the hat, I'll wear it.
George, first trip 1975. That is awesome.
I guess I was 77. So I was probably 5. Yeah. Yep.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
So, let's kick things off with a giveaway before we even kick things off. We've been going for 20 plus minutes, but before we get to our debate, let's do a giveaway. What do you think we should start with? Should I go with the thing that I have? Do you want to go with the thing that you have?
I want to go with the thing that I have.
Okay.
It's cuter.
It is very cute.
Let's kick it off with cute. We're going to kick this giveaway off with this cute pen set of Squirt and Nemo pin set with a little Squirt and Nemo. Kind of get it like it's the EPCOT thing. These little cuties are in the seas with Nemo and friends. So if you would like to enter to win this pin, what's wrong with me?
I'm glad glad you said something because I was gonna laugh.
You know what it is? I'm drinking too much coffee. That's what it is. Hint set. Put a little fish emoji. Is there a fish emoji?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a fish emoji. Find a fish emoji. You can do it. And if you can't find that fish emoji, I don't know. Is there a turtle emoji?
I think there is a turtle.
Turtle or fish? I'll accept either one.
Perfect. It all works.
Yes, LaDonna, we do giveaways every show. It's all about the fun. And usually our partners at Destinations to Travel supply us with a ton of stuff. Behind this wall is a gift closet, and we've got lots of things from our travel partners to give away.
That is correct. So, shall we kick things off with a debate? Why do I keep saying kick things off? What is wrong with
I know. What's wrong with you? I keep saying pens for pins. You're kicking it off 3-4 times. Susanna says, dude. Yes, squirt, little dude. I love it. Thank you. Oh, we've got fish and turtle emojis. I love it. Shauna Maddox, I love your little selection of emojis along with the Mickey head. Love it.
Now I feel like that I have to sneeze. What is going on? We're like crumbling.
You know what's so funny?
What? Tell me.
I sneezed right before we went live, and I was like, I don't think I've ever sneezed on camera.
I don't think that I have either.
Well, you know what? God bless you. Every time I do that and Craig's about to sneeze, he can't sneeze anymore. So
yeah.
there you go.
Same thing happens to me. So that works. Yeah, I wish that Michelle was accurately onto something. That would have at least been
This is just iced coffee to get me through this.
By the way, do you love this cup that I have that I'm drinking water? I will clarify water out of.
That's really cute.
How adorable is that? This was a
that a prize?
Yes, this was a prize during, I think, the 2018. It doesn't say the year anywhere.
Oh.
I think 2018 Food and Wine, I believe.
Like the scavenger hunt.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, let's kick it off with a debate.
So, Kat, I will ask you the question. And if you guys saw our posts leading up to tonight's show, I thought you were about to sneeze.
No, but I'm supposed to ask you because you're going first.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Yep, you asked me. Okay.
It is drunk debating Disney. So, Daniel, we're debating two of the most popular attractions at EPCOT.
Okay.
Would you rather, now, all of you who are going to vote tonight, because for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we're going to ask you to vote either Team Danny or Team Kat. Please wait until the debate is through, because even if you start out thinking one way, Danny may persuade you the other. I may persuade you the other. So hear us out first.
Exactly.
Would you rather, Danny, Test Track or Soarin'?
I love both attractions. Don't get me wrong. I do love both, but hands down, I am going Test
Did you
all the way. So I got this years ago, back when, as you can tell, back when it was the previous version of Test Track.
Is that why you were looking at the blue one? Like, yeah. For yourself? I thought maybe for like your little nephews or something.
No, obviously, if I'm looking at like the most childish item in a gift shop in Walt Disney World, it is always going to be for me. So I pick Test Track 100%. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. So I totally pick Test Track. And before I get into why I pick Test Track and the pros for Test Track, I'm going to start with what I believe to be one of the only, but the number one negative to Soarin' Around the World. Mm-hmm. And that is because the attraction itself is theater style, and it's approximately a 5-minute long attraction. While that show was going on, and you're down tunnel A, B, or C, you're waiting at a standstill for roughly 5+ minutes for a certain period of time. So there's a lot of standing still, which gets to me more than other attractions where you're moving more. So like Soarin' takes, no pun intended, takes the wind out of my sails. I do not soar when getting ready for Soarin'. I kind of like, my wings get clipped and I just fall right back down to earth because...
Okay. You have to let me counteract that.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
You started out with a negative about mine instead of a positive about yours. I have actually been online at Soarin' with Danny, and we had the best time playing up. So, gotcha. You had a good time. It gives you some time to play heads up, talk about your day, what you're going to get to eat maybe at Sunshine Seasons because it's so conveniently right there. Plus, you get to watch the pre-show with Patrick. Nice.
I do love that. I do. It just takes so long. And if you're trying to like go,
5 minutes.
But then if there's like 3 shows before yours, like what if it's like a 45-minute long wait? That's 7-ish. I would say 8, but there's like some other loading and unloading times.
Okay, but you know what? You know what? Even if it's raining outside, you're still going to get to ride.
That is true.
Test track that goes down quite often because of weather.
Here's how I look at test track.
Waiting.
Test track is high risk, high reward. Soarin' is high risk because you can risk losing your patience for a lot of standing in place with a pretty good reward. I would say a decent reward, but test track's a superior reward. I would consider it.
Well, even on the line for Soarin', though, they've got that challenge game that you can play on the app.
Those challenge games drive me nuts.
But what can you really do on the Soarin' line except just keep walking and waiting and walking and waiting? I mean, yeah, you do get to build that car. Not right now, you don't.
Right.
Right.
I know, but that's gonna be this window of time is gonna be a thing of the past at some point down the road. Okay. So in theory, you are kicking off your experience at Test Track before you even get into the queue. You're kicking it off with hearing the sound of the Test Track ride vehicles soaring. Proper use of soaring right by the front of the attraction on the track that is right in front overhead, and you hear
that cool sound. Definitely.
Yes, when you hear that walking up, you're just like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Test track time. We're gonna go fast. Let's hit it. So that already can get you pumped up. Then when you walk into the attraction, I love the look of the queue. I love all those neon blue lights. I also love the smell in that queue. I don't even know what you would consider the smell, but I just tend to enjoy a lot of the smells everywhere, and that's one of the ones that I like. So then after you're smelling some of the queue, even mask, still smell it. Then when you go into the Chevrolet Design Studio, not right at this moment, but before and then at some point again in the future, you get to design your own Chevrolet concept vehicle. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yes. So I love doing that because it adds competition. I tend to be a rather competitive person. So getting to kind of divide up into teams, then you're scheming and you're adding up the numbers. You're trying to add the accessories that can just edge you out to win. I love all of that. And then that it adds another continual element to me throughout the attraction for each of the different tests that you're going through on Test Track, which is capability, efficiency, responsiveness, and then everybody's favorite at the end, power. That's when you actually exit through the indoor portion of the attraction and go to the outdoor part, which, as Kat said, that does kind of lend the attraction to some of its more common downtimes when there is inclement weather. So a little tip, is to just continue to check the wait times on the My Disney Experience app if there is some bad weather in the area, to make sure that the attraction is still operating before making the walk over there and trying to get in line. So it is, as you're doing all 4 of those tests, it is approximately a 5-minute long attraction. And I just love all of the sounds in there too. The score that you hear in the queue is great. If you haven't yet done this, I recommend on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music, finding the Walt Disney World official album, because the score of Test Track is actually one of the songs on that album. It may or may not be my alarm when I wake up in the morning, so I am very used to hearing those amazing futuristic sounds. But I love throughout the attraction that you hear those other little sound effects that are so perfectly modern. And I also love another little detail, the voice that you hear throughout the attraction, the kind of, I mean, right now there'll just be random cars that will show up on the boards that will say kind of how your concept vehicle is performing, how it's ranking for each of the 4 tests. The voice that does that, I don't know if it's like kind of a computer generated voice or someone's voice has been like auto tuned or whatever, but I love it. It's like so signature to that attraction. And I do love, as we said before from the previous version of Test Track, how the 2 people from the briefing room video would also be seen throughout the attraction. But I think this is also a nice nod to that, because it kind of keeps that continual element. You hear another consistent voice, which I think is nice and helps tell the story. So then the part that I wait for most is after the power test, you see your power test results. You then get off the attraction. You see your picture. I love an on-ride picture. I think Test Track's on-ride picture is much better than Soarin's. Wait, Soarin' doesn't have an on-ride picture. Look at that, guys. Check 1 for Test Track. So after you see your on-ride photo, which is also just a little note that they added some extra, which we saw for the first time on our last trip. They added some extra, and this is just like for every attraction that has an on-ride photo. They added some extra large Disney Photo Pass logos as watermarks over the pictures. So they're kind of backing you into needing to purchase the photos through Memory Maker, or if you have an annual pass, you'll get the Photo Pass photos. So just a little thing to keep in mind, that if you were on the fence, I probably would recommend doing that if you don't have an annual pass, just you can get all of your great pictures. So then after that, after the whole on-ride picture,
you're making a meal out of this one.
Then the grand finale, you get to, again, not right now, you scan your magic band and you get to see your score, and you get to win if you do, build the car right, which is just so great. So that is why I love Test Track. It is such a fun attraction. It is the fastest attraction at Walt Disney World. And fun fact, if you are a fan of World of Motion, Test Track's predecessor, or if you just like EPCOT history, throughout much of the attraction's signage and even on some parts of the attraction, you can see the vintage World of Motion Pavilion logo. If you want to get acquainted with where to find it, you can just kind of Google it, or just Google the World of Motion logo. And then when you're there, you know exactly what to look for. It's a little extra Easter egg that you can try to find, which I love.
There you go. Are you done?
I think that's all that I got. You can tell that do I have more Test Track props? No. I probably have the World of Motion logo in my pin set over here, which I am so excited to finally put to use. But that is all that I got.
All right. Test Track, it's fun. It's something we always do. It's something many times that we've been there, we could not ride it because of the weather. And then by the time you get back online, forget it. It's 45 minutes to an hour after that shutdown because of the weather. So in the Soarin' column, if it's raining, you can still ride. If you have any kind of physical pain, headache, your shoulder hurts, maybe your back hurts, you can't ride Test Track. It is going to hurt. So another tick in the Soarin' box. Now this is, you sound like the token old lady here. They've added another hangar in Soarin'. So
yes, that is true.
Long wait is It's not as long as it used to be. I would say typically it's usually a 40-minute strong. On busy days, maybe an hour. Test track, you can wait a lot longer because they've only got so many cars going around in that circle. But in Soarin', you can get quite a few people into those hangars. Now, the Soarin' soundtrack is on the official Disney album. And I would bet you would recognize that before you recognize the test track music. What else can I say? I mean, as someone who is not fond of heights whatsoever, I actually do take the strap and put it through the loop like the kids are supposed to, because that's just me. I have a fear of heights, but it is so incredible. You're going over, simulation, but you're going over all these amazing locations throughout the world. I personally preferred Soarin' over California. I loved when you would go down and you feel like you can dip your feet in the water in California. I actually preferred that. But this particular show, you still have that amazing pre-show with Patrick Warburton, who was Putty in Seinfeld, if we've got any Seinfeld fans out there. And I mean, who doesn't know that nice work, pal? And the little Mickey
so good.
Puts them under. Nice work, pal. What else can I say? Oh, Danny, I know you said that you love the smell of Test Track, which is probably just like dirty shoes, rubber, and people's cologne or deodorant. Hopefully deodorant. But in Soarin', they actually have smellitzers, I think they call them, that pump in different smells for different scenes around the world. That is really cool. I do miss the orange groves. That was definitely my favorite smell.
So good.
But I think there are, how many are there? I think there are 3 or 4 distinct scents throughout. There are 3 in this particular version. It is also about 5 minutes long. And you're going over the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower. You need to sit in a certain seat in order for the Eiffel Tower to look straight, but it's there. The Great Pyramids of Egypt. You see polar bears. It's just really very exciting. And the whole story, I love a good story, but the whole story behind the creation of it was the attraction. It almost wasn't, because they couldn't figure out how to get enough people in front of the huge IMAX screen that they have. And one of the Imagineers pulled out an old erector set, and the next day, Soarin', broke ground. They got to work on it. What I also love about it, again, I'll say, if it's raining, you can ride. But if you're hungry, you've got the whole land pavilion, Sunshine Seasons, a fantastic quick service location there. You can't even get the cronut anymore outside of Test Track. You can't get the mac and cheese that used to be there, or no, grilled cheese stand that used to be there. It's just like, what are you going to get? There's nothing over there. So
you could get a remote control car.
Right.
Wait, I have a blue one. Like a build your own car, not a remote control. I don't know where in the world it is.
That's the other thing too. In Test Track, they feed you into a gift shop. Not so at Soarin'. They feed you into a place where you can get something to eat if you like. There's no gift shop. They're not trying to push merch on you. What else can I say? I just love Soarin' so much. You have something, good or bad?
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
What is your favorite scent on Soarin' Around the World? So current version, favorite scent of any scene that has a scent?
It's going to sound weird, but I do like the scent that gets kicked up when the elephant. I like that. I don't know what it's like. Kind of like a musky, earthy smell. I don't know. I love that. Although I forget where in Polynesia you go, but that's a really beautiful smell.
I think it's like just French Polynesia or the Samoan Islands or something like that.
I didn't write it down. Maybe somebody else knows.
But that's my favorite. I love that one. I would say the elephant scene is my number 2, but that oh, wait, this is a good little feather in my cap. I got to keep my mouse on this one to pull that up. But I love that, whatever that scene exactly is, the French Polynesia or Samoan scene, that smell is like,
oh, it's amazing. And also what I love about Soarin' is as soon as you get off it, you can hop on another attraction. I mean, right there, Living with the Land, which is not your most exciting attraction, but I really do. I love Living with the Land.
I love it. By the way, Kara is coming in to remind us that Test Track is a 5-minute walk to tacos and margaritas. I like that idea.
That is so true. But, you know, during the festivals, which it seems like there is always a festival going on, there's a booth right outside the Land Pavilion, too.
That is true. Kat, your attraction is harming people because Nancy said she's allergic to fragrance. My sister-in-law years ago had an allergic reaction. She believes to the Orange Grove scene in the original Soarin' over California. Yeah, she like broke out. Like it was like a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were that strong.
I didn't either. We made fun of her for it.
You made fun of her for it. Of course you did. Anyway, I have to say, if we were comparing the old Test Track to this new Soarin', I would probably choose the old Test Track. But when you do new Test Track and new Soarin', for me, Soarin' wins.
Listen,
it was so fun because in the old Test Track, you actually looked like you were crashing into the wall.
I know.
And there's the most funny, adorable picture of my mom. Every ride that had a photo, that had any little bit of excitement in it, a drop, anything, she would be holding the bar in front of her with her shoulders scrunched like this and her eyes bracing for impact. So it was perfect for that particular version of Test Track.
Oh,
but she loved Soarin'. She was afraid of heights and absolutely loved Soarin'.
Chris Boyer, I'm gonna challenge this. I love that you got my reference. It's just a fast car.
The doctor has spoken.
Test Track is like rocket science. I forget what the stat is, but it's like X number of times the like power that they need in like a spaceship or something crazy. It is cars on steroids. I am very protective over.
My brother doesn't always vote my way, but you should seek out his comment. He says, Soarin' for the win, get a Tesla, Danny.
I have to find that. Funny he said that. I've been saying that I want a Tesla at some point in the future.
Oh, so Dolores says, sorry. Dolores says, sorry, Kat. Ever since Flight of Passage, Soarin' has been a can take it or leave it ride for me. So for me, Flight of Passage can be too intense. I can only do that every once in a while. I am not a person that if there was no line, I would go on Flight of Passage over and over again. I am good for once a trip, but it just exceeds my my tolerance for motion. Flight of Passage.
First of all, Dolores, thank you. Second of all, Kat just talking about Flight of Passage reminded me that in a little bit, you guys are going to want to stay tuned. I have a Flight of Passage, I wouldn't say horror story. It doesn't have to do with the attraction. It has to do with the cast member. And it has to do with the disc that you are not going to want to miss. So that is coming up. Just a little.
I haven't heard this story. I've only heard the teaser, so I cannot wait. You all are going to get the PG rated version. I can't wait till the after show when we talk about how the show went to get the real version.
I was hot. I was hot.
I think I have said everything that I can except I know Danny mentioned that there was this little nod to the world of motion. That was a really cool fun fact. Well, here's a fun fact about Soarin' that you can wow your friends and family with next time. Your flight number on Soarin' when you go on is 5505. That is the date that Soarin' opened, May 5th, 2005.
I love that.
You're welcome.
One other. Oh, so yeah, I said everything that I have. So if you want to have a need for speed and satisfy that craving and not have to stand in still for extended periods of time at once, you can come with me on test track and we'll take an on-ride photo and it will be great. So you can do that. If you want to do that, you can vote hashtag Team Danny. If you haven't already.
If you'd like to get out of the rain and actually go on a fun attraction, even though maybe you have to wait 5 minutes. I mean, really, Danny, how? I mean, that's millennial talk right there. I had to wait 5 minutes. Anyway, if you'd like to join me on Soarin' instead of Test Track, it's hashtag Team Cat.
You know what I have heard? This is entirely, if it was a more hard-hitting rumor, I wouldn't even say anything. But it's just like very speculative, fun type of rumor that apparently much of the Food Rocks stage and show is behind the wall. So if you're walking into the Soarin' queue, say you're in the Fast Pass queue, so you're closer to it, on the left-hand side, that wall, that then when you make that left, it kind of cuts off. Behind that wall, apparently, is a ton of stuff from Food Rocks.
Ooh, I love that stuff.
Right? I love it. Like what I would give to be like taken on a private tour back there one day, I would just like lose it.
Me too. Me too.
So as these votes are coming in, I think we should do giveaway number 2. I'm trying to think of what emoji we can do for these before I even bring them up. I don't know. So we have another item. We have a set of adorable buttons. I'm here for the ears. I'm here for the autographs that you can enter to win by commenting.
How about a pen?
Pen or pin? No, I'm kidding.
Either one. It's that kind of night.
Yeah, we'll take either one. Either give us a pen or a push pin emoji. We'll keep it nice and loose.
I can't wait for autographs to come back. That whole character experience, we need that to come back.
I love that. All right, I see we have some votes coming in. And, Kat, do you know what's up next?
No.
No idea?
I'm putting you on the spot. Of course I do. So for those of you who are here for the first time tonight, each night, I'm sorry, hold on. My computer's flipping out over here. Every time we come on and have a Debating Disney, we put each other on the spot. So it is 5 rapid fire would you rather questions for each other. And so tonight I am putting Danny on the spot first. And I think you're going to like this.
I can't wait. You always have like the best questions.
It's been 3 years of having to come up with these things and not repeat ourselves. So I don't know, maybe after 3 we can reset and start all over again. See if our choices have changed. Okay. So what COVID change would you most like to see Disney keep?
Oh, I love this.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. So would you rather they keep the bus drivers loading the buses instead of the free-for-all that usually had happened before COVID, where everybody just, crams in?
Yep.
So right now, bus drivers are assigning people seats and making sure everybody has a seat and their distance and all that. Or keep the maintaining physical distance, even if it's just the 3 feet.
I'm going to go with maintaining the roughly 3 feet distance.
Okay. So the 3 feet distance or the single party per Skyliner gondola.
I'm gonna say, can I give an explanation?
Sure.
I'm gonna say the 3 feet physical distancing because even though I love getting my own Skyliner, I will more than happily share a Skyliner cabin if that means significantly shorter Skyliner wait times.
That is very generous of you. So maintaining the 3 feet of physical distance or park pass reservations.
Oh, definitely 3 feet physical distancing. Park reservations can take. I almost said something else again. Wow.
All right, let's keep this rolling. Maintaining 3 feet of physical distance for the character cavalcades instead of the full parades. Do you want to see the parades come back, or do you like the cavalcades better?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the 3 feet distance. I really like that.
He's so from New York.
Yeah.
Back it up, you're too close. All right, so the maintaining the 3 feet of physical distance, or for the win, propped open trash cans.
Oh, 3 feet physical distancing.
There you go. Danny wants his space.
I love that. Those were great questions. However, mine won't be not better nor funnier than that, but mine are Epcot themed, so at least we have a little something with that. So we are talking about, since both of our attractions were in Future World, we're talking Future World experiences other than attractions.
Okay.
And we're going to determine which of these is your favorite to do.
I can't believe you picked 5 in Future World. I can pick a lot out of World Showcase, but all right, lay it on me.
All right, so question number 1. Would you rather eat at Sunshine Seasons or shop at the Pin Central, where you can get these wonderful pins?
Oh, that's what they are. Yeah, I like that cute little store. I'm going to say shop at Pin Central.
I would agree. Shop at Pin Central or shop at Mouse Gear.
Oh, the old Mouse Gear, the way it was. Bye, Sharon. Sharon said she had to run.
Bye, Sharon.
Mouse Gear all the way. I'm not keen on Creation Shop as a name.
I am not either. I'm gonna hold my full judgment until I'm there and I see it on the signs. My initial thought is but we'll see. So shopping at Mouse Gear or the Epcot experience.
Oh, the Epcot experience.
Oh, I love that. The Epcot experience or walking through the seas with Nemo and friends, not riding the attraction, but seeing all the different exhibits and habitats there.
That's fun too, but I'll stick with the Epcot experience.
Okay. The Epcot experience, or for the win, spending time in the new entrance area of Epcot to take in the new soundtrack and the new lighting with the new flags and the lighting that you can see at night, of course.
That.
I totally agree.
We had the best time that night. Just I didn't want to leave.
I know.
We were just like hanging out, and the lights on the fountain and the way Spaceship Earth is just illuminated, and the flag. Really, it is an experience. Even if you're staying at an Epcot resort and you can just go out through the International Gateway to get back to your hotel at night, please make it a point to go to the front of the park, because if you don't, you really are missing out on an incredible moment.
And it's so like emotional, like hearing the music like at home. I think that's very emotional. Hearing it there, and you see Spaceship Earth, and you see the different lighting that's now around you and that moves around the whole perimeter of that area, and the flags and the pylons and the lighting there on the fountain. It is spectacular. Like, even with some of the construction walls visible in the distance, I still say that's like one of my favorite areas in all of Walt Disney World. It's just like perfect. It really is.
It really was. And when you say, it was emotional, it was even more so, I think, because, we've been in a pandemic, and it just felt like a normal night, even though we're sitting there wearing masks and things. We were able to take them off with for the pictures, which was really cool. And it felt like hope. I mean, I feel like that's the theme of tonight, right? Hope.
Yeah.
It really did feel that way. So please, definitely, if you're at EPCOT at night, even if it's so much easier to exit out that international gateway, go up front.
It is worth, like, even if you're letting, trust me, my legs and feet at this point where there's still some work that needs to be done.
It's like 25.
26.
Oh. You'll always be a kid to me.
My feet can be screaming at the end of a day. But it's honestly worth the extra lap to the front just to see that. It's that great.
I agree. And Marissa has an excellent comment. The beams of light remind me so much of the September 11th memorial, and they really do. You do get that vibe. And that could be, all of us being from the tri-state area. And, I still lived in New York during that time. That might be part of the emotion that we felt.
Yeah. I totally agree. Oh, Susan, great question. What time do they do the music and lights? So the music is all day, and the lights you can start to see, I guess, like as soon as it gets dark.
Yeah, I think they turn it on before, and it just starts to get, more and more visible as the sun goes down.
Oh, Kat, do you know what time it is now?
Yes, I do. Boom.
It is double on the spot, which means you guys go on the spot for one super quick would you rather question. And we are excited about this question tonight. I think this is a fun one.
I do too.
And the question is, would you rather, you are in charge, you get to make the decision. Would you rather bring back Illuminations Reflections of Earth or keep moving forward, see what I did there, with the current plans for Harmonious?
How would you vote?
I would hands down go Harmonious. I am so excited.
Me too.
Like, if they were to announce any random date that it's going to debut before, like if it's going to debut before the 50th, I would make a special trip just to see that. That's how excited I am for it.
I think they might. They're starting to test. I mean, those fountains, somebody did something a little wrong, because when they had it testing the other day, it was going every which way other than the way they wanted it to. But, I've heard people say that they've heard fireworks testing happening. So I think we're going to see some type of nighttime show, even if it's just EPCOT Forever back for a little bit. I think fireworks are going to come back soon.
I totally hope so and agree. So it looks like I see a lot of Harmonious, some mixed, I will definitely say, but I think it's the majority Harmonious.
Yeah, Maggie has a great comment. Not Harmonious, that big circle thing. It's not cute. It's not. So, I mean, even though they are going to turn it into a fountain, I will really miss the unobstructed view of the World Showcase. I mean, that's EPCOT. You come through Future World and you're going through, I don't even know if they have a name for that breezeway that connects the two worlds, but not being able to see the American Adventure across the Seven Seas Lagoon, that kind of stinks. I mean, this is Disney Imagineering. They couldn't have made it so it goes underwater and then emerges. Come on, guys. What happened?
You know what I heard, but it's not to nearly that extent. But apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but some believe that the barges are not going to go underwater, but the thick rectangular bases of them, those will go underwater. So we'll just see like the show parts of those barges and not the ugly bottom parts of the barges. So, I mean, if that's true, I think that would help.
We'll see. I still will miss being able to see the American Adventure from across.
I agree. I do agree, but I am so ultra harmonious, and I know that not everyone agrees with this. We've talked on Instagram about this before. Some didn't love. A little fly is battling me over here. I don't know if you saw that. Um, I know that's not the most popular opinion, but I am so betting on harmonious, like knocking everyone's socks off, that I am just like all in. I think that
I think
fly
so
ended
too.
up getting me.
I think so too. All right, so let's get to the
Yeah. Oh, we're running over.
Yeah.
So, oh, I don't have my. Where is my disc? It's somewhere.
Prepared.
I knew I was missing something. Hold on, it's gotta be here.
So while he's searching,
yeah, you can go first. I will try to find
we've got two lists. We've got the dust, which I am the keeper of, and I write all the wonderful, happy, great experiences that I've had at Walt Disney World, and we just kind of keep it in this fun little book. And Danny, everybody thinks he's the nice one.
I'll be right back.
He's the holder of the dist, where he basically complains in a journal about things that he's not happy with at Walt Disney World. So while he's looking for his dist list, I'm going to share that Danny and I, on our trip last month, we had a capture your moment photo pass session. So it's a 20-minute private session with a photo pass photographer, which was amazing. We didn't really know what to expect. It's, like I said, it's 20 minutes. It's $50 flat fee. You can't tip photo pass photographers, so it's not like a hidden, oh, you gotta slip them a 10 or anything like that. For $50, you get 20 minutes with a photographer that has super ideas for taking photos. We did ours in the Magic Kingdom. Now they have one in the Animal Kingdom. They didn't at that time. So he took us to 3 different locations that had the castle in the background and had us do some really fun things. We had some props of our own that we used. And our photographers, it was James was our actual photographer, and then Glorians was kind of like his handler, and just to keep people from forming a line around us, because a lot of people thought that they could just wait online and get their turn with this photographer. So he kind of needed somebody to be a buffer that way between us and other guests. But he was amazing. So for that, James and Glorians, which I thought was a pretty name that I had never heard before, are Capture Your Moment photo pass photographers. Didn't you love it? Wasn't the experience great?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was like way better than I even thought.
Highly recommended. All right, there they are. Forevermore, they are on the dust.
Oh, I love that. Aw, that is so nice. They were awesome. By the way, before I get to the disc, which I found, thank goodness. Marissa just noticed my shirt. This is my WandaVision shirt, which if you haven't seen WandaVision and you're like ready for something to just like blow your mind, please watch WandaVision. It is so good. So if you want to check out this shirt, it's from an awesome shop. A friend of ours, Allie, co-runs this shop. It is I have something funny. It's from Wonderland Supply Co. and they are awesome.
I want to be able to highlight comments, because Penny said you should go on the disc because you weren't prepared.
I was about to do that one.
Adriana said she loves my journal.
I do go on the disc, right, Kat? You put me on the disc.
I put you on the disc for calling out your mom. Yes. George, it's $50 for the group, and you can have up to 8 people. Oh, Mary Catherine wants to see the pictures.
Oh, we have to post at least a few of them just to give everyone the idea. Charles, I wonder where I got that idea from. Huh. Very interesting. Charles gets the inside joke there.
Let me just answer some questions about
yeah, do it.
So you can book the sessions online. And then Adriana had a point. It's $50, but you do have to have Memory Maker in order to get the photos included, or you can buy the individual photos that you like. So we are annual pass holders. That comes with the Memory Maker or PhotoPass Photos Unlimited. So we did not have to pay anything more than the $50. So if you've gotten Memory Maker with your vacation package, it's great. If you didn't, there is a 1-day Memory Maker option for $69, I think it is. So in that case, it would cost you $119 for this private session, which still isn't bad because you would get all the photos from your session and then all the photos from that day. So you just bang it out. You hit every PhotoPass photographer you can and, you know, get your money's worth out of it. I still think it's a great deal.
I totally agree.
Oh, Chris has a good point about WandaVision. Keep watching because the first episode or two, you're kind of like, what is going on? And then it all comes together and it is brilliant.
Do you want to know who was laughing out loud at episode number 1?
Were you?
Me. I loved it. It's like, I guess it's like not the most popular type of humor, but it was like so punny. I loved it. Kara was sitting there laughing at me laughing. She was like,
yeah, I'm not surprised that
you finding it that funny.
I'm not surprised that you loved it.
Yeah, it was. And I was going into it thinking that I was going to like fizzle out after a couple of episodes. I like kept building steam. It was incredible.
I love those two actors anyway. Love them.
Oh, they're so good. Okay, so by the way,
what I'm waiting for. Let's hear it.
Yes, here it is. Your brother agreed with me, by the way. So, and yes, Randy, very observant. I did change my cup. Okay, so I am very passionate about this disc entry. I have not told Kat the story. My eye is bothering me. I lost the disc. What is going on?
You're switching. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm losing it. So on this last trip, I was going on Flight of Passage, which I've been on X number of times. Never had an issue with the seat before. Never, I see Kat's face. Never an issue there in terms of seating arrangements. Never. Until this time. So sitting down, and the cast member I thought was a tad off with like being on his A game. He was like a little all over the place and he was like taking a long time, which sometimes it can happen, maybe not his fault, but it was taking like a decently long time to get things going. Like to the point where I was kind of looking around and I'm like, are they going to come like put the restraints up now? Like, why is this taking forever and a day?
Were you like, what is this, Soren?
That was great. So I was like, what's going on? But do I really care? No, I'm sitting in a comfortable seat. I love the smell. I love the whole thing. And I'm just like enjoying it. I'm sitting there and the restraints come up and you feel them like on you and like it's fine. And like it kind of locks in. And the cast member comes behind me and he goes, sir, you're going to have to move up. But like very forceful, like not like, oh, can you please move up? So you're going to have to move up further. And I'm like, I'm sitting all the way up. I've been heavier than I am now. Let's recall a spade of spade. I am nowhere near the limit. I would happily admit if I was. I am nowhere near the limit of what can fit on that seat. I'm just not there. Knock on wood. Thank goodness I'm not there. It's fine. Never had an issue. Even when I was packing more weight on me. And I'm like, I'm sitting all the way up. I'm like, I can't go up any further. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm like my feet. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I'm thinking maybe my feet weren't all the way up. And he goes, no, you need to move further up. And now my mom turns her head because she's picking up on the fact that, and she did not like this. She's picking up on the fact that he's being like forceful. So he's like, I don't know what we're going to do. He's like, you're going to have to move up. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't, there's nowhere else for me to go. I'm like, it felt like it locked in fine. Like it always says. He was tall. he leans on the back of the back restraint with his full body weight and pushes as hard as he can to the point that I actually said out loud, ow, like pushed me into the front of the seat. Now I'm like mind blown, like, am I being like roughed up on Flight of Passage? Like, what is going on? So my mom's yelling, like, there's nowhere for him to go. Everything looks fine. What is the problem? And he's like, he needed to move up further. And I'm like, so I literally told him, like, I've sat on this seat like dozens of times. This has never happened. And he was like, you're clicked in now. That's like, that was it. It had to be done. And he really pushed forward. So then I chirped a little bit, and then the ride ended. I chirped a little bit more. He didn't even say another word at that point. But even after when I was like chirping, I was like, this has never happened before. I'm like, this is absurd. I was like, this is insane. And he kept yelling back, like not just like saying, like he was like yelling back, like very unprofessional. So I'll leave an unnamed cast member. He's getting away with one. I'm being nice. This is me being friendly. Unnamed cast member on Avatar Flight of Passage.
He's really lucky you didn't go report him to guest services.
I know.
I mean, I'm not going to say you were assaulted or anything, but like, let's say you had back surgery or something,
right,
or had something, that really could hurt you.
Like, listen, if you want, maybe he's having a rough day, wants to like talk a little unprofessional, shouldn't happen, but okay. But to like put your back into pushing it forward to where I was like, oh, I was like, ow, I'm like that, like he really moved me. I was like, that is, I cannot believe that I forgot to tell you this. That is so over the line. So
I can't believe you didn't text me like immediately.
I was hot. It took a trip to Pongu Pongu and Dawabar to calm back down. So to an unnamed cast member who should be lucky to remain unnamed, who was ridiculously unprofessional and had no idea what on Pandora he was doing, to the hands down, absolutely most rude Pandora cast member ever. Do you know what happens when you shove me into the seat of Flight of Passage? Because I do. You know what happens? You're on the disc.
I would have reported him.
I was really going to, but I felt like I don't know. What did I become, like nicer than the disc keeper? I don't know what happened.
George said he's never had a bad experience with a cast member. I feel lucky. We don't have that many for the amount of times we visit. So I think we're pretty lucky, But, the point of the dist and the dust is to show that there's a balance. Things can happen. It happens to the best of us. It happens. Bad things happen. There you go. You, my friend, are lucky he's not naming you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's see. We have some comments here that I am loving into. Let me scroll back up. Deborah said this happened to her too. Okay, so I am at least glad that it's not just me, but I am outraged that it actually happened again.
Well, Debbie, was the cast member as forceful, or was it just you had the seat situation? Because then I like Jen's comment that if you mentioned it, they could use it as a learning moment with cast members. Like, don't put your entire body weight up against it.
Right. Yeah, that was the part that like got me. Like everything else, like, okay, like if you want to be annoying or a little rude, whatever. But to be like that, where like he was like in like a stance, like he put one foot back, 1 foot forward, shoulder in. And I'm especially like, I get that they have to do their job, but especially in like a COVID world, maybe someone didn't want like a cast member like right on top of him. Like his face was like over my like back shoulder. I was like, what is happening?
Even still though, I mean, once that seat locks you in, if you even have a touch of claustrophobia, it gets a little dicey. I have a little touch of claustrophobia, and that's not really a claustrophobic moment for me. But the first time that stuff just like locked in and I knew I could not really get out without causing a scene, it's a little unnerving. So when somebody is number one behind you, putting their full force, and you don't know what is going to happen when they're forcing this thing.
Right.
Yikes.
I could not.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Listen, I got it out now. I feel much better.
I'm so glad we could be your therapy.
Maureen, I have to read this. Wow. Good for you, Maureen. You're better than I am. I'm so glad that you did that.
Michelle says you name Orlando the bartender, but not this dude. It's so funny to remember that. I always go into the Brown Derby looking for Orlando. I need to get a
You mentioned on this past trip to you, like, oh, let's see if Orlando's in the house. Oh, Adriana, I can imagine.
Oh my gosh. Pretty cool. Oh.
No way. This is wild. Something needs to be done about this. I will launch some type of initiative or petition to stop the forceful flight of Passage cast members. They must be stopped. Yes, I was itching to get that one out for a while.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a
What do you have?
an echo.
You do?
I did for a little bit. That was weird. Time to go. Good night, everyone.
Yep, let's land the ship before the gremlins infiltrate. This was so much fun. I don't know, because I'm going to be in Disney in 2 weeks.
That's right. So you said June 3rd is the next one?
That would be, unless we want to try to figure something out for the 3rd anniversary.
Well, why don't we do our 3rd anniversary show on June 3rd?
Yeah, that works.
3rd anniversary?
It's
I'm
meant.
definitely not ready to do another show next week. Lots going on next week. Actually, is it next week? What's week after? Anyway, yeah. So let's call it June 3rd.
Yeah, perfect.
I love it.
Oh, this was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I have a great hashtag, the Dist Factor.
I love it.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us and listening to us really crawl through this show. We kicked it off several times, but I think it did really well.
We kicked it off for the first 50% of the show. So until next time, which is going to be, again, June 3rd for our 3-year anniversary, I am Danny McBride.
I am Kat Wolf. Have a super magnifantastical 3 weeks.
3 weeks, 3 years, June 3rd. And we'll see you real soon.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.